Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. So, TISSNET is around the corner, and we are here with the series exclusively for TISSNET on our YouTube channel and on our app. That is based on that is basically on TISSNET. That is the last 10-day last lap to TISSNET, okay, like we had for other examinations. Okay, so we are going to have this series for the next 10 days starting today. All right, so let's see that. So we'll start from today. We'll start with current affairs. Okay, so general awareness is something that carries 40 marks, and current affairs, it's like 50-50, right? You do get some out of 40, maybe like 15 to 20 questions come from current affairs itself. And what are the important things? Let us just brush up in these sessions. So today is day one of this. I'll show you the schedule first, right? So that you know that what are the sessions that we are going to have. Okay, this is the schedule for the next 10 days. And today we'll have a session on current affairs. Next will be on RCs, then arithmetic, then DI, right? Geometry, mathematics, SI and CI, then three more sessions on current affairs, and one session on number series, right? So basically, four out of these sessions will be on current affairs. 40% weight in the examination. All right, so we will see that what kind of questions you can expect. What are the important things for the past 6 months that you should be reading about? And it is very likely, see, like if you know that these are the important things, maybe you might get out of 15, let us say 10 to 12 questions easily correct if you go through those pointers. Okay, so we shall discuss those things in today's class. Okay, so good evening all, welcome to the session. Okay, so please do like the session and do subscribe to our channel to view these upcoming sessions as well. So we have this CAT PI VAT program. So in case you've got PI VAT calls and want to take interviews from us, so you can enroll in this. So first thing first is, what are the topics that one must cover in current affairs? Current affairs, as I said, that constitute almost 50% of that section. Out of 40, like 15 to 20 questions you can expect from current affairs. Okay, starting, I can understand that you cannot go beyond some point, right? You will read capitals, currencies, maybe you will read geography, history, but you never know what might come up from anywhere, right? In current affairs, that the probability of randomness is less. You do not get too much random stuff, right? So these are the things that one must focus on while preparing for current affairs that you generally get questions on. Political and corporate appointments, like elections held in the world, let's say Japanese prime minister, right? Who became the 100th Japanese prime minister? They might ask you, okay, or like elections held elsewhere as well. So where all elections held, it go through those things. And corporate appointments, who was appointed as the CEO of uh, Twitter. Okay, so those kind of questions, right? Some Indian became CEO of something, or at some stage, or of some PSUs, you have some CEOs being appointed, right? MDs, etc. So those appointments. Then international and national affairs. Okay, so if some war is happening somewhere, or some conflict between two nations, right? What is happening between Russia and Kazakhstan, right? Similarly, let's say India has some ties with some countries, right? India Bangladesh relations, right? 50 years of liberation of Bangladesh. So some things came up along with that. Then different events being held globally, right? BRICS come, where did BRICS summit happen? Where this summit happened, that summit happened. Okay, all those things. Then similar national affairs, like elections going on somewhere or something. Not these elections, maybe some time back. I mean, latest up to Jan, they might ask. They won't ask very recent things. Okay, then business and economy related things, like if mergers and acquisitions happen, right? The Tata Air India deal. So all those things related to business and economy. Then awards and honors, right? Awards could be like of different thing, right? Awards could be at like national awards, right? It could be uh, your international awards, like some Indian got awarded somewhere Nobel Prize, right? These film awards, so all those things, awards and honors, right? If all those stuff, then you have science and tech. Some space missions happened, okay, by NASA, ISRO, or some new drugs being discovered, or something related to that. Okay, then obituaries, right? Some famous personalities who passed away recently. So questions may be related to them. Okay, and some miscellaneous thing like some person who created some record, some international records, or list of first. Let's say some first of us, some kind of thing happened somewhere. Okay, so some country becoming first country to do this, or some state becoming first state to apply some schemes and all those things. So all those things are something that should be covered in the current affairs part, right? So in I said that we have 4 sessions. So in 4 sessions we'll be covering all these. So today we shall be starting with sports. A lot of things in sports. We'll start with this thing, and we will look at what are the important things that need to be done in sports and what are the major things, right? So you can see those stuff, right? So the biggest thing that happened in 2021 was Tokyo Olympics, right? It was supposed to be held in 2020, but we all know that due to pandemic that could not happen. So they were hosted in 2021. Okay, so that was the date. No one will ask you for the date, of course, but just for your information, it was the 32nd Summer Olympics. Okay, and it was the first Olympics since 1900 Olympics that to be held in a non-leap year. So you know that 1900 was a non-leap year. After that, every Olympics started in 1896. Maybe they might ask you the first Olympics. Okay, so first Olympics started in 1896 in Athens. Okay, and they are held every 4 year. So every year they are on a leap year. Okay, so this was the first time since 1900 that was a non-leap year. Okay. US topped the medal count if they asked you that which country was the leader. So US followed by China and then Japan. Okay. Russian delegation campaigned as ROC. So if they asked that which country was ROC, so that was Russia. Why did they compete as this? Because there is an agency called WADA, right? That is for World Anti-Doping Agency. Okay, so that was they had some dispute with this. It was found that their audit is not clear against this doping test. So Russia was banned to participate. So they could not participate as a as the Russian team. So their delegation was called as Russian Olympic Committee. Okay. Then there were some new sports. You do not know, right? Sometimes some random events might pop up. I might ask you that which sports were held for the very first time. So karate, sports climbing, surfing, skateboarding. These were the sports that made Olympic debut, that were held for the very first time in Olympics. And there were new events also, which within existing sports that were added, like 3x3 basketball, and some which did not have, like shooting did not have mixed doubles. So that was something that was included, right? Do not no need to go into these events, but yes, new events they might ask. Okay, so that was the thing. Then North Korea did not participate because of COVID-19 concerns. Okay, and later it was banned from participation in the 2022 Winter Olympics, which are being held in Beijing right now. Right. So if they ask that which country was banned, so you can tell that North Korea was banned. Uh, Maybe they might ask about Winter Olympics. Which country was banned from Winter Olympics? So that is North Korea. The reason being they did not participate in uh, the Olympics. Okay. And future Olympics important, right? You might be asked 2024 Olympics will be held where? So Paris, 2028 in Los Angeles, 2032 in Brisbane. Okay, so that are the next three Olympics that are going to be held, the Summer Olympics. All right. Okay, so now let's see the important part. Let's come to the important part that is relevant for us, right? Because India at Olympics. Okay, India sent its largest ever contingent, right? 126 competitors. They participated in 18 events. Okay, sometimes you do get some random questions, right? They might ask you in how many events did India participate, right? They might give you, or they won't give you so close options. This happens especially in CMAT, not in TISSNET, but for CMAT they ask very very random questions. Okay? So this is important, that who were the flag bearers? That is a question that could be asked. That, see, you must be thinking Neeraj Chopra won gold medal, right? That might not be the very straightforward question. They might ask questions like who were the flag bearers for India in the Olympics? Okay, so Mary Kom, boxer, and Manpreet Singh, captain of Indian hockey team, were the flag bearers in the opening ceremony, and in the closing ceremony it was Bajrang Punia. Bajrang Punia is an Indian wrestler. He was the flag bearer in the closing ceremony. So if they ask you these, are the names. Then, of course, it was the most successful games for India. Earlier, it was in London Olympics that India had won 6 medals. Okay, this time India won 7 medals, including a gold. So one gold, 2 silver, and 4 bronze. So we will see that who are the people who won these medals and which category, etc. Now their category might be asked, right? In which sport, which category did they win the medal? Okay, India finished 48th. If they ask what is the rank, what was the rank that India achieved, that was 48. Okay, that was the best in 4 decades. Okay, because in 1980 India won gold back then. Maybe many countries might not have been ahead of India that time. Okay, 33rd in terms of overall medals won. So you should know that when it comes to Olympic medal tally, that is arranged on the number of gold medals. Okay, so gold in the decreasing order, that is the ranking. So let us say a country has 3 golds, 2 silvers, 5 this. Another country has 2 golds, 10 and 8, right? Even if this has more medals, it will be ranked below this country. So it is based on gold medals. So based on that, India was ranked 48th. And if counted in total number of medals, India was 33rd. So these are the medal winners, right? Those who won the medal. So I hope you recognize all of them. Do you recognize all these people? Right. Of course, this is Indian men's hockey team. Okay. Who are these medal winners? They, of course, everyone knows these. This is Neeraj Chopra. These two look-alikes. How many of you watched the Olympics? How many of you watched the Olympics? Did you watch the Olympics? Right. So these are the I mean, 1 team medal and 6 individual medals. Okay. So these were all the medalists. So let us see the details, the sport in which they won the medals. Okay. All right, so Neeraj Chopra became the first athlete, athlete in the sense that in the field of athletics to win a medal for India, that to a gold medal for India. Okay, and that was in the javelin throw. Okay, then we had Saikom Mirabai Chanu. She started the medal tally, right? She was the first a person from India in this Olympics to start the medals, right? So she won in women's 49 kg weightlifting. Now they might ask you about the category, right? They might not ask you about the sport. They might ask you the category, right? In which category did Ravi Kumar Dahiya win the medal, right? So Ravi Kumar Dahiya competed in the 57 kg weight category. Okay, in which category did Bajrang Punia fight, right? So he was in the 65 kg category. Okay, PV Sindhu won the second medal, right? She had won in Rio as well. Okay, so she had in silver in Rio. Okay, then this medal is Ravi Kumar Dahiya. Then Lovelina Borgohain, she won the welterweight boxing. Okay, bronze there. Okay, then we had the men's hockey team. They defeated Germany in the third place match, and India won the medal after 1980. So if they might ask that when was the last time India won, so that was the news that after 4 decades India won a hockey medal. So that was after 1980. Right. So these were the Olympic medal winners. Category, keep in mind that they might not ask sport, they might ask category. You might get match the following also, right? Sometimes you get questions on match the following. In IFT, they had asked a question on match the following. So there was one option as Ravi Kumar Dahiya as well among the sports persons. Okay, so that was about the medal winners of India. Then there were other notable performers. Maybe they might not ask about the medal winners. They might ask these people, right? Who is Aditi Ashok, right? Which sport is she related to? Because although they could not win the medal, but they did something which was great, right? So she finished fourth in the women's golf, right? Which had never happened, right? So remember that name. Okay, and Indians men 4 into 400-meter relay team set a new Asian record of 3 hour 25 minutes. 3 minutes, 0 second and 25 centiseconds. Right. So that was the record that was created. Okay. They might now ask about the number. They might ask you that about the record that they created. Okay. Then Deepak Punia finished fourth, and women's hockey team also finished in the fourth spot, right? So that was the best performance for the women's hockey team since its debut in 1980. Okay, so these were some other notable performances apart from medal winners. Okay, now Paralympics were also important. Just after Olympics finish, like Paralympics are held. Okay, and these are for specially abled people. I hope you know that. So they were held in 20 from 24th August to 5th September. And there were 16th Paralympic Games. Then they might ask you who topped the list. So China topped the list, right? Followed by Great Britain. Okay, and see, if they ask about the toppers, they might ask about India as well, right? So India, the flag bearers were opening ceremony. Tekchand was the flag bearer for athletics, and closing ceremony it was Avni Lekhra, a shooter. Okay, and she won a gold as well. In fact, she won two medals, one gold and one bronze. So she was the flag bearer at the closing ceremony. So this question might be asked, like flag bearers in the Olympics, flag bearers in the Paralympics, because see, everyone might be knowing that who won the medals. People might not be going into that category, exact category, or maybe these things related to that, or do read about the sports person related to different sports, right? This is the list of people who won the medals. Okay, so this was the best performance in the Paralympics as well for India. Okay, so India had five golds and 8 silvers and 6 bronze medals, right? So a total of 19 medals. Okay, and among them we had Avni Lekhra who won 2 medals, right? One gold and one bronze. So gold in women's R2 10-meter air rifle and R8 50-meter rifle. So she won a gold and a bronze. And then there was Singraj Adana again in shooting that won the medals, right? So I mean, to read about like who are the gold medal winners. Maybe in case of the normal Olympics, they might ask you about any of these, right? Of course, they won't ask Neeraj Chopra because everyone might be knowing that. But in Paralympics, they might ask about the gold medal winners, right? Who are the gold medal winners? In which category did they win the gold medals? Okay. So total number of medals. Okay, how many gold, gold, silver, bronze, and maybe the list of gold medal winners and the sport in which they won the gold medal. Okay, so that is something that was important from India's point of view in these Olympics. Okay, all right. So now the mascots. How many of you know the mascots of Tokyo Olympics? Now that could be a question that could be asked. Right? What was the mascot of Tokyo Olympics? Anyone? What was the mascot of the Tokyo Olympics? Now that could be a very likely question. Anyone knows what was the name of the mascot? Norohito. So apart from the medal winners, this is something that might be asked. So there were two mascots. Of course, this was for Olympics. Like Mirai Tova was for Olympics. Okay, and this is Somi 80 was for Paralympics. Okay, sometimes you might get questions on that, right? So Mirai Tova was for Olympics, and this This is Somayiti for Paralympics. So these were the mascots for the Olympics. Okay. So that was about Olympics, right? What were the events, like some new events, maybe the toppers, which country was banned, which country played as a different name. Okay. Or these are the major things, right? Who won the maximum number of medals? How did India perform? In which category did people win the medals? Okay. Those things. And then Paralympics, right? Who were the Indians who won gold medal? They might not ask about bronze medalists, but maybe gold medalists they might ask. The number of medals that India won. Okay, that thing. And the flag bearers and these mascots. So these are some things that are relevant from examination point of view. Okay. So we'll move on to other sports now. So we did saw things about Olympics. So what are the important pointers related to Olympics, right? I'm sure that you are enjoying this session. So please do like the session. And as I said that for the next 10 days, right? So at 7 p.m. we'll have the series last lap to TISSNET, and wherein we'll be covering other sections as well. And we'll have three more sessions. So today's session is focused on sports. Likewise, other sessions will be focused on, let's say, some will be based on awards, some will be national, international appointments, some will be some other miscellaneous things, right? So that way we'll be having the coming sessions as well. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the next sport, right, which is the biggest uh, fan base in India, which is cricket, right? So let's know about many things about cricket, which probably some of the things you might not be knowing. Okay, the Indian women team played their first ever pink ball test against Australia in Carrara Oval. Okay, so first ping ball test. What is ping ball test? Like ping ball test is the day-night test match which is played with a pink colored ball. Okay, so that is that's a day-night test match. So Indian women played it for the first time. Okay, and it resulted in a draw. And what is the important feature? Do you know what was important about the test match? Did anyone uh, had some any achievement from India? I mean, if you follow, see, men's cricket, everyone follows, right? Everyone will knowing who was sold for the maximum price in IPL auction, right? All those things you might be knowing. But do you know about women's cricket as well? That also holds equal importance, isn't it? So, any idea what some special achievement in this test? So that was the first time India played this test. Okay, so it was Smriti Mandana who hit a century in that, right? So she became the first Indian woman to score a century in a day-night test. That was the first time, and that was the first Indian to score century abroad as well, right? So that was the first time that someone did it, right? So that was the importance of. I mean, that was something special about this test. Now, then other achievement again coming from women cricket, right? So Ireland's Emmy Hunter, right? Now these are records related things. So she was just 16 years of age, exactly 16 years of age, and she became the youngest batter to hit a ODI 100. So the previous record was held by India's Mithali Raj when she was just 16 years and 205 days. So that was a record that was broken by Amy Hunter. And in men, this record is still by with Shahid Afridi. Okay, so if you know his 37 ball 102 that came against Sri Lanka in his very second ODI that he was 16 year 217 days old, right? As per the official records, right? We don't know the actual age, but yes, the record holder is Shahid Afridi in men. So in women, this record was broken. Maybe they might ask that who became the youngest player to hit that 100. Okay. All right. So Chennai Super Kings won IPL 2021. That was for the fourth time they won the trophy. Okay. So they might ask that which was the title number third, fourth, fifth, sixth by defeating Kolkata Knight Riders. Okay. So Unmukt Chand became the first Indian male cricketer to sign up for Big Bash League. So again, important thing, right? So he was formerly under 19 captain, right? So in 2012, he was the under 19 captain, under which India won the World Cup. Okay, so he has now moved to USA. Now he does not play for India. So he retired in India. Now he's playing for USA, and now he signed for the Big Bash League. Okay, so Big Bash League is a T20 tournament. Like you have IPL in India, Big Bash is held in Australia. Okay, and as per the contracts of BCCI, Indian players are not allowed to participate in any international leagues. Okay, Indian players cannot play in international leagues. Okay, so now he's not no more playing for India. He's a US citizen and playing there. So he became the first Indian player, right, to sign up this. He joined this team. If they ask some random question, they think that they won't ask some normal question. They ask something weird, so that might be a question they might put up. Okay, now this is something honors, right? Mahela Jayawardene, Sean Pollock, and Janet Britton were inducted into the ICC Hall of Fame. ICC Hall of Fame, like if players are retired, so minimum after 5 years of retirement, minimum after 5 years of retirement, people get inducted to this ICC Hall of Fame, right? So Mahela Jayawardene was a Sri Lankan batsman, okay, and Sean Pollock, South African all-rounder. Janet Britton, she's no more. She died in 2017. So she was a British player, test match player, right? So they were inducted into the ICC Hall of Fame. That is something from accolades in terms of cricket. Now, if we talk about some more things, right? Not only international things, right? There are certain trophies related to cricket, like Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy. So Tamil Nadu beat Karnataka in that match. Last ball, it was a six hit by there is a player called Shah Rukh Khan, okay, which is must have heard about in the auction as well. Okay, so Tamil Nadu won this trophy. I think for the third time they are winning it. And then New Zealand's Azaz Patel became the third bowler to take 10 wickets in an innings. Now that was some great achievement, right? Not some ordinary achievement. That's an extraordinary achievement, a very rare feat, right? This could be possibly asked that which country is he from, right? Maybe it looks easy for someone who follows cricket, but if someone does not follow cricket, may not be able to identify that this person is from New Zealand because name he is like person of Indian origin. Okay, so people uh, might not be aware of this. So know that New Zealand's player against India itself, right? So the first two bowlers were Jimmy Laker and Anil Kumble. So they took 10 wickets in an innings. So he achieved his speed at Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai against India. Okay? So that was again something big news from cricket. Then Himachal Pradesh beat Tamil Nadu to win their maiden Vijay Hazare Trophy. So that's a 50-over tournament. Okay, this is Syed Mustaq Trophy is a 20-over tournament. Vijay Hazare Trophy is a 50-over tournament that was won by Himachal Pradesh. India defeat Sri Lanka in Under 19 Asia Cup 2021 finals. So Asia Cup Under 19 2021 was held, and in which India beat Sri Lanka, became the champions. Okay, so now something related to Tata. You are going for Tata, Tata Institute of Social Sciences. So Tata Group replaces Chinese mobile manufacturer Vivo as IPL title sponsor. Okay, so IPL as a title sponsor, right? So if you know that who were the sponsors in the past, does anyone know about the sponsors in the past? Who have been all the sponsors of IPL thus far, right from the first season? Anyone knows who follows cricket? Because I'm sure people follow cricket a lot in India, right? Who have been the sponsors thus far? Just just to check your general awareness, right? If you see, because people generally follow cricket, right? Yes, DLF was the first one, right? So just to give you additional fact, they might not ask this, right? So DLF was the first when IPL started from 2008 to 12. DLF, then Pepsi, from 2013 to 15, right? Then Vivo from 2016 to 19, right? In 2020, it was Dream 11 because of that India-China controversy, right? Because of that thing, so it was Dream 11. That was the title sponsor. Okay, and then Vivo returned in 2021. Now it is Start IPL. So that is, I think, till 2020, 2025, right? So that is the thing, right? So that is the Tata Group becomes the official sponsor. Okay, so under 19 World Cup, India beat England to win its fifth title. They might ask that which was the for which time India won the World Cup, right? So that was the fifth title that India won. Okay, so India had won four times before. So in 2000, it was just for additional fun. Since I know about these things, that is something that I regularly spend at. 2008, it was Virat Kohli who was the captain. Okay, then in 2012, it was Unmukt Chand that I just said that has become uh, this thing, your US cricketer. And 2018, it was Prithvi Shaw that plays for Indian team now. Okay, and 2022, this captain was Yash Thal. Okay, he was the captain. Okay, yeah. So these have been the captains, five captains. Just this is just for extra knowledge. They might not ask about this, but yes, they might ask about the captain this year. Okay, Yash was the captain, and then who was the winner? And there was a cricketer called Raj Bawa. So he created a record of scoring 162 runs in a match. So they might ask that who, which batsman created this, right? Uh, they won't get go such deep into things, but yes, they might ask that India won which title. Okay, but since it's very recent, unlikely to be asked because it's just of this month. But still, you should know this for maybe for CMAT and other upcoming examinations that you should be preparing for. Okay. All right, so now important that women's cricket will be making its debut at Birmingham Commonwealth Games. So Commonwealth Games 2022. Now this will be relevant for next year, right? Commonwealth Games 2022 will be held in Birmingham. Okay, and women's cricket will make debut in this. Cricket will make debut in for the first. No, not for the first time. Cricket was held in 1998 in Malaysia, right? Back then, I think New Zealand had won it, and Australia was the runner-up, and South Africa was the bronze medalist. India did participate in that tournament, 1998. Okay, so women's cricket will make debut in the 2022. This will be a 2020 format. All right, so this was about some cricket-related news uh, that is of importance, right? Especially these things like Syed Mushtaq Trophy. They might ask about uh, Vijay Hazare Trophy also, or this Under 19 World Cup, etc. Okay, now World Cup. Okay, so the biggest event that happened in 2021 was Men's T20 World Cup 2021. Right, winner was Australia. They defeated in New Zealand in the final. Okay, it was originally India, but due to COVID concerns, this was shifted to UAE and Oman. So some matches were held in Oman as well, the qualifying matches. Okay, the player of the series was David Warner of Australia, top run scorer Babar Azam of Pakistan, highest wicket taker Manindu Hasranga of Sri Lanka. So Australia won it for the first time. Okay, and India had won in the inaugural season, that is in 2007. So that was about T20's World Cup men. Right now, moving on to other sports, tennis. Right, so tennis, there are four Grand Slams in a year. Right, you know that Australian Open in January. Right, then you have French Open in May. then Wimbledon in July. Okay, and then you have US Open in September. So ideally, they should not go to Wimbledon, right? So it's, if you want to read about this, this is available. I mean, you can just Google search. You will read. You'll get to know that who won French Open, uh, who were the winners in different categories. Okay, so US Open was held in September 2021. Right, the winner was Daniil Medvedev and beating Novak Djokovic in the final. Women's singles. Now this is of importance, right? Why I'll tell you. So she is a British this tennis player. Now she was like she's now 19. That time she was not even 19 years old. Now she became the first. Now that is something list of first, right? So that is something a unique achievement. She became the first singles qualifier in the Open era to win a Grand Slam title. So what is a qualifier? Anyone has an idea? Do you watch tennis? Okay, so I'll tell you what is qualifier. So, like when you practice like DILR for this, so you read about the knockout tournament and all, right? So in these tournaments like this, these Grand Slams, there are 128 players. Okay, there are total 128 players. So like next round 16, so knockout tournament, right? From 128 they move on to 64, then 32, 16, and so on, right? So 128 players. Out of this, 104 are top 104 rankers. So they directly make the entry, right? Then there are 16 players who play a qualifier. Okay, so these are not in 124 ranks. Sorry, not in top 104 ranks, right? So these are some other players that are selected through qualifiers. Okay, so these people come through qualifiers, so they have to win. So they have to win 3 consecutive matches. So there are basically 128 players. So from this 128, 16 are called quali. These quali. There's a qualifier tournament played just before the match, before the main league, right? So these 16 players are qualifier players. That they are apart from 104 ranks. They play away, compete among themselves, and those 16 players are known as qualifier players. And then 120, then 8 are wild card entries. Now, wildcard entries are like some sort of uh, like that is by the organizers, that is choice. So sometimes they are, let us say, some good player. Let's say some good player was injured for a long duration and his or her ranking is way below. Okay, now that could be a wild card. Then it could be some local player. Okay, or any other player. Let's say some famous player in some region, right? Let us say like some popular local player who is famous, right? So they want, or someone who could attract some crowd. Okay, so those are wild cards. So that is upon their discretion how they're selected. There is no such rule for that. That could be random. So top 100 ranks and then 16 other qualifier players, right? So these are not the main players that qualified. They came from the qualification round. So she was ranked more than around saying I think 150 or so when she was as a part of this, right? So she became the first player to win a Grand Slam. So no one had ever done it, right? Not even in men's category, let alone be the category wise. So first, so that is why it is important, right? Emma Raducanu, she is from England, right? Britain. Okay, so remember that name. Maybe they might ask that who was the women's single, so a unique winner, right? So that was US Open 2021. Then Australian Open, which was held recently, 2022, now known for Nadal. Okay, so Nadal claimed his record-breaking 21st Grand Slam. So there are two other players, Djokovic and Roger Federer. They have 20 each. So he also had 20. Now he has 21. So he has, as I said, that he's called a champion in French Open. He has 13 French Open titles, right? Then he has a US Open. He has 4, and then Wimbledon 2 and Australian Open. right? And so a total of 21 Grand Slams, right? So the highest number of Grand Slams. Okay, so that is about this thing, right? The tennis, the two major tournaments that were held recently. Okay, so that thing that you should be knowing that who won. Maybe they might have asked about Rafael Nadal. Okay, so common things they might not ask about mixed doubles and all. All right, unless it was some unusual player making it to that. Uh, okay, now let us talk about one more thing, which was Formula One race. Right, although there are several Formula One races held. Right, so last year there were 22 races held, out of which Verstappen won 10 races. Now this Abu Dhabi, they might ask. Right, this was a controversial race, so they might ask about the Abu Dhabi race. Okay, that who won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, because it was in news, right? How many of you follow? Anyone does follow Formula One? Does anyone follow Formula One or just follow cricket? Okay, so no one follows this. So see, this was special because what happened was Lewis Hamilton was winning it, right? So then there was some car crash. Okay, so as per the rule of Formula One, what happens that there's a safety car which comes into the track, and due to which he was way behind, right? He was clearly way ahead of others, right? So they did not pause the race. They gave them some chance, so he changed his tires in that duration, right? There was a short duration for which there was a halt because there was a car that had a crash. So this person Verstappen changed the tires, and then as per some rules, right? There was one for last 5 laps. Uh, they were, I mean, he was way behind, so they had given some. The lead was reduced by some margin or something like that, and he got a chance to beat him. Right, so that was yeah, so that was some stop timing. Due to that, this was some controversy. So they might ask about this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, who was the winner this time, right? So they might ask, or they might ask about these players, which country do they belong to, which team do they uh, uh, belong to? Because in F1 it is about the team rather than the country. Okay, so Verstappen is from Red Bull and Hamilton is from Team Mercedes. All right, so let's the other sport news, right? So that was something Formula race, maybe Abu Dhabi they might ask because it was a recent one also and a controversy also. So probably you might get that, right? Otherwise, there are a lot of Grand Prix they might not ask each thing. Okay, so other sport news, let us look at this. So Lionel Messi joined Paris Saint-Germain after leaving Barcelona. So that was some news, right? Because if you're a football fan, so maybe a big name in football, right? So one of the best footballers, and so he joined this club. Then some sports persons which you do not hear about, right? Principal Singh became the first Indian to be a part of an NBA title winning team with his side. Sacramento Kings clinched the 2021 NBA Summer League crown. So basketball is popular in US, right? So he's the first Indian to be a part of this. So sometimes they ask about such things, right? If some Indian wins, let's say a person of Indian origin plays abroad. Like as I said, Unmukh Chand, the Melbourne Renegades, right? They might ask because he is an Indian, but not becoming some first like outside. Right? If some Indian wins prize abroad, they might ask those things. Okay, so that was the first Indian to part of this NBA winning team. Then FC Goa, Football Club Goa bet Mohammedan Sports Club to win the 130th edition of Durand Cup. Right, so you might be asked, Durand Cup is related to which sport? So that is a football, and it is one of the oldest football leagues in Asia. Okay, so FC Goa won it this recent edition. Now, important, right? This is important because see, usually you should not stick your knowledge to just cricket and tennis or maybe football, because at times they may not ask about the achievement. They might ask which sport is this person related to. So Anshu Malik, right? He became the first Indian woman finalist at the World Championship. So she won the silver medal, first women to win a silver medal in World Wrestling Championship. Okay, so no Indian women had won a silver medal. There were some bronze medal winners, including the Fogart sisters, Geeta Fogart, Babita Fogart, and even Vinesh Fogart. All have won bronze medals at this World Wrestling Championship. Right. So she became the first Indian woman finalist at this, and there is only one person to win that. So that was Sushil Kumar in 2010. He was the winner of this World Championship, Wrestling World Championship. So he's the only Indian to win a gold medal in this event, right? And she became the first Indian woman finalist at this. So anticipating her to win Olympic medal as well. Right, let's see what does she do, because in Commonwealth India will definitely do well, but let's see if she does well in the coming Olympics as well, the next Olympics. Okay, now India finished the inaugural ISSF President's Cup International Shooting Federation ISSF. So they had this first President's Cup, right? So inaugural means the first edition of this. So India won 5 medals, 2 gold medals, 2 silver, and 1 bronze medal. So it was a tournament held in Wrocław in Poland. So it had 12 top 12 shooters in each of these categories. India's Manu Bhaker bagged 2 gold medals. So Manu Bhaker is an Indian shooter. Okay, so she participated in the Olympics as well, right? Did not win the medal. That's a different thing. But she was one of the persons that we anticipated that India could get medal from, right? So that was India's medal hope. Like you had Vinesh Fogart, Manu Bhaker, you had Deepika Kumari. So there were some medal hopes for India. So Manu Bhaker is a known shooter. Okay. So she bagged 2 gold medals. Now they might ask you about these sports person. Which sport are they related to? Right? Manu Bhaker is related to which sport? Okay. Or they might ask Manika Batra is related to which sport? Right? So table tennis. So it was asked in IFT. They asked that was a match the following. Right? So that was one was Ravi Kumar Dahiya, one was Manika Batra. So when it comes, people are not aware of these sports persons because they just know about cricket and all. So do read about other sports also. Who are the people who are winning this? They might ask you this time, who is Anshu Malik, right? Which sport does she play? Okay, since they are also achievers in their respective fields, so you must be knowing about them. All right. Okay, so let us look at some more news. Right. So Badminton World Federation gave Prakash Padukone Lifetime Achievement Award for 2021. Okay, so important news. Right. I hope you know who Prakash Padukone is. Right, father of Deepika Padukone. So he was a former badminton player for India. So Badminton World Federation awarded him the Lifetime Achievement Award. Then Alexander Zverev beat Daniil Medvedev to win ATP Finals title. Okay, so another tennis tournament that is held, ATP tournament. Then Argentina beat six-time champions Germany to lift Junior Hockey World Cup. Argentina Junior Hockey World Cup. Sanket Mahadev Sargar won gold in Commonwealth weightlifting championship. Right. So now these names they might ask that which sport are they related to. So people do not know. See, sometimes they ask about some shooters, right? Some wrestlers, some weightlifters. So you should know that who are the Indian players who are achieving at a global stage, right? What all like athletes, if they have some achievements, you should know about them. Sometimes they ask about such sports person, people do not know about them. Okay? And then again, a champion from India, Lakshya Sen, defeated Loh Kin Yu, that is of Singapore. So that was a world champion in the men's singles final of India Open 2022. So Lakshya Sen, he won the first Super 500 title. Okay, so that is that's a badminton player. Okay, so again they might ask that sport which this person is related. Okay. All right, so this was about these sports news, right? So we covered the important aspects, like right from Olympics, right? What are the important things? Then from cricket, tennis, nothing great in football, but yes, then for F1 race, who are that Verstappen and that Hamilton controversy. Then you have others. Okay, so others, what is important is Indian players. Now, if something comes from cricket or Olympics, people will say that it's an easy question, or uh, rather it comes from tennis. Also, people will say that it is easy because people read about who won the 21st Grand Slam or all those things. Of cricket, everyone has knowledge because India is a cricket crazy nation. But if some, let us say, they ask about this Anshu Malik, right? Which sport is she related to? People will go blank. So do read about these Indian players also. So that was something that had to be covered in the sports section. Okay, so we will have three more sessions, right? So this is the schedule, as I said that we are going to conduct all these sessions. Okay, so three more sessions coming up on 20th, 21st, and 22nd. In these, we should cover about national, international affairs, business, economy, okay, awards and honors, right? So all those things I'll be covering. That what are the important things? So that would be just a sort of summary of the things that you should be going through for this current affairs parts of TISSNET, right? And tomorrow we will have a session on RC is the game changer by Nikita ma'am. So, like you want to learn that how to master reading comprehensions for TISSNET, so you can attend that session. All right, so that was the session for the day. I hope you enjoyed the session. And please do follow us on our social media platforms, on our Telegram channel, wherein you can interact with us and we solve your doubts as well if you have any queries related to MBA entrance related exam related question. Okay, so thanks for watching this. I hope you found this session useful. So don't forget to like the session. Right, and as I said that this is I showed you the schedule just now. So for the next three sessions, I'll be covering other aspects of current affairs. Okay, and I hope that that should you should be able to get some questions out of it, and GK is quite important for TISSNET, so keep preparing for that. Okay, so thanks for attending, watching this video. Have a great night ahead. Goodbye.